Hello and welcome to Kettle Messages Tarot. I'm your reader, the Gemstar, and this is the Random Collective Tea. We want to thank you so much for making Kettle Messages Tarot your channel for general intuitive tarot and oracle readings by your gifted intuitive mystic, the Gemstar. For your own personal private readings, reach out to us on our website, kettlemessagestarot.my.canva.site. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Now let's get ourselves some random collective tea. Hello and welcome to Kettle Messages Tarot. I'm your oracle reader, the Gemstar, here to spill the random oracle tea with you guys. I'm going to take a moment to introduce the decks that I will be using and also the gemstones as the options for each individual random reading. You are tuned into Kettle Messages Tarot live random general readings with your oracle reader, the Gemstar. That is I. And I'm here joining you live to spill the random tea. The decks that are being introduced for this random tea that I will be using throughout the readings are as follows. Our original deck. Yes, Kettle Messages Tarot original deck, The Oracle's Tea by the Gemstar and Spirit. We will also be using during this random tea reading the Old English Tarot deck, as well as what is blocking you. And of course, what's a general tea spilling without the tea? What's the tea? Once again, the decks that I will be using during the random general readings will be Kettle Messages Tarot Original Deck, The Oracle's Tea, the Old English Tarot, What is Blocking You, and What's the Tea? The gemstones to choose from for these random readings are the red jasper. Oh, the psychic azurite. And archangel angelic gemstone. The options for this random tea will be the red jasper, the azurite, and the angelite. We want to thank you for supporting our work on this channel, for supporting the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, reaching out to us for your own personal private readings with me. All my information is in the description box below. Visit our website. If you are just joining Kettle Messages Tarot, then we welcome you and we ask you to be part of our sacred space. It's free to join, subscribe, like, comment, and share. We look forward to spilling the tea with you. Let's begin our random general tea readings. The red jasper, the azurite, and the angelite are the options for these general readings. Take a moment and be guided by your gemstone. Be guided by your intuition. We will now begin with red jasper. Red jasper, let's see what messages your gemstone has for you. We will begin with a mystical message from Madam Gemstar, the Oracle's Tea Kettle Messages Tarot deck. Let's begin with our mystical message from Madam Gemstar. Madam Gemstar, what is the message for the red jasper? For those that have chosen the red jasper, let's begin. Madam Gemstar says she sees in her oracle tea, no one can pour into your cup if it remains closed. Openness invites love in, while excess caution may push it away before it has a chance to grow. To receive, one must be willing to trust, to embrace, and to allow vulnerability. Madam Gemstar sees in her oracle's tea that your heart may be closed, that you may be protective of your heart, your space, and your energy at this time. You are a closed book, a closed cup, a closed off chalice that needs to invite in love and openness. In order for this to occur, you must allow yourselves to be vulnerable at this time. Keeping the world at an arm's distance, not allowing anyone or anything in at this time, being protective, even maybe a little defensive at this time, and there's a need to open up and allow at least one person in. Why is this heart closed, Spirit? Why is this energy not flowing to or from the chalice? What is going on in the red jasper's reading? What do you need to know at this time, red jasper? Your heart is closed, not giving or receiving at this time, but there is definitely a reason why. And here we are to find out that reason. Someone's expectations may be way too high. Someone may be wanting, needing, or expecting or asking of another just too much. We need to be reminded at this time that everyone has flaws. You must decide what you can and cannot accept in your life, and make that your ruler, make that your boundary, make that your line in the sand. It is okay to have certain wants and needs, but there's a need to be flexible. There's a need to be logical and reasonable at this time. Are the expectations ask of you fair, or are they just too much? And that's why you've closed off your energy. Is it that someone is closing off their energy from you because you are expecting way too much? Someone here is not feeling valued, appreciated, or loved for who they are, but only for what they can provide or for what they can bring. And this is putting a lot of pressure on someone. And this is why they're backing off, they're shutting down, they're closing off their heart, their energy, their time, their resources. Someone wants someone there for the right reasons, but they're not receiving that at this time. They want to know where they stand, why someone wants them in their life. Why should they show up for someone? Someone here is being made to feel like they are not a priority. They are an option, an afterthought, someone who is only called on in a time of need, someone who is not feeling regarded or respected, loved. Someone here is feeling emotionally, physically, materially used. Someone here is feeling like they only matter or value when they are giving, but they don't feel like they are on the receiving end of all they give. You could be dealing with a soulmate, or you could feel like this is a kindred spirit. You could feel like this is a person of your tribe, someone trusted, someone close, someone knows you, someone who's grown up with you, or someone whom you have grown with, but now feel like the connection is incompatible or incomplete or not fair or not balanced. Feeling like an object, feeling like someone who is only called on in a time of need. Red Jasper is feeling used. And this is why the energy from another or from yourself who have chosen this reading is closed off. Closing someone out. Someone here is always giving attention to others, to family, friends, third parties. It always seems like this person finds time for everyone else except you. Someone is always in contact or communication with others, but you're an afterthought. Or you only get that text, that email, that call when they're in need. Not to just spend time with, not to just have intimacy or a true, close, authentic connection. But this is a relationship that is codependent, that is driven out of need, out of want, out of someone feeling like their life is scarce. So they're always needing attention. They are always needing resources from others. You may be dealing with an energy vampire, someone who sucks you up dry financially, emotionally, spiritually, just zapping you, zapping your energy. You can't keep up with this person's needs, wants for attention, for material. Always thinking of if they will ever come back, if they will ever leave, because they are quick to take offers from third parties, meaning that if you're in a friendship, relationship, connection with someone else, and you are tuned into this red Jasper random tea reading, the person that you may be involved with is ready and willing, ready to answer that call and willing to head out the door when they receive calls and messages from their friends, from third-party interference, from family members. You're always wondering, are they going to stay out? Are they going to come back? Is this relationship going to continue? Is this connection going to continue? Are they going to show up for you? Are they going to be supportive? There's a lot of anxiety, fear, doubt in a connection, and that's why you're not open, or you don't want to open up, or you're closing yourselves off, because someone is always ready and willing to be there for someone else, but they're not showing up for you. They're not caring about you. They don't think about your wants, your needs, how you're doing, how you're feeling, how's life. Some of you are dealing with an obsessed lover that comes in and out of your life, that you always have to struggle and fight with when it comes to supporting the children, if you have children with someone. And now, because you're feeling used and drained, taken advantage of, or abused, you're removing yourself and your children from someone who's always lying, cheating, straying, making excuses, not showing up for the children, always is busy doing something else with someone else, spending their money on frivolity, on foolishness, on themselves, on their lovers, on their friends, on their family, but they forget about taking care of their own children or showing up for their children. If you have children with someone, you may be thinking of separating or are in separation, having a difficult time getting this person to show up for the children. Others of you are constantly in your mind, in your head, full of doubt, full of fear of a lover that comes in and out, a friend that comes in and out, someone who is simply not showing up for you, but is showing up for everyone else. There's a need to communicate with someone at this time and let them know how you are feeling. If you are feeling vulnerable, left out, used, ghosted, devalued, unappreciated, it is time that you release these emotions, work with these emotions, bring them out into the open, have a conversation, a discussion with someone here who is too busy partying to show up and do the right thing. Someone who is only looking out for themselves, who are selfish and could care less about their responsibilities to their partner, to their relationships, to their connections, to their children, to their family. Let's wrap this random general reading for the red Jasper. In this story, We are seeing that someone is just simply taking way too much in a connection, in a relationship, in a friendship, in a situationship. Someone is feeling used, abused, ghosted, forgotten, only remembered when someone wants something or needs something. Someone here is feeling like the other person is irresponsible, always partying, giving time, attention, money, resources to other people, but not their responsibilities or their priorities to a relationship, to a connection here. And someone is deciding to stop giving, to step back, to get out of a connection that is one-sided, that is toxic, unhealthy, making someone feel unloved, devalued, disrespected, used, forgotten. Woo! They are flying out. Someone here is definitely seeing the truth and the light of a situation, a relationship, a friendship, a connection. You are finally getting over regret, resentment, remorse, doing away with the pity parties, clearing away old energy, old hurt, old pain, picking up your 2 cups, realizing that there are other connections out there for you. If you need therapy, there is help for you. If you need a friend, there is one there showing up for you. If you are looking for love, you will find love. One that fulfills you. One of kindred spirit and like mind that you confuse for a karmic, toxic energy in the past. As Madame Gemstar said, no one can pour into a cup that remains closed. With the 5 of Cups reversed, you are opening your cup. You are inviting love in because you are finally seeing the truth. You are finally valuing yourselves, loving yourselves, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, gaining victory, gaining clarity, gaining direction, taking steps towards a new direction, a direction which leads you to the truth in your situation, to live authentically, to speak your truth without fear, without doubt, without resentment, without remorse. Speaking your truth, seeing the truth, seeing justice in your life and in your situation, where in the present or in the past you were feeling unheard, devalued, unseen. The situation wasn't fair. So many injustices done to you. And now justice arrives. Truth arrives. Clarity arrives. Opening your heart once again to new connections. Moving forward and leaving past hurts behind, past losses behind. Wow. Red Jasper is healing, releasing, finding clarity, finding direction, gaining justice, victory, truth at this time. There are offers being made. You are now wiser than you were before. You know your worth now. You know your value now. You know what you expect and what you need in relationships, in friendships, in your connections. You know not to settle for less. You know to have fair and just expectations of yourself and others. And when others are simply taking too much and asking too much of you, you will have the strength, the wisdom, the clarity, and the tool to cut what does not serve you right out of your life. Where you have been devalued, forgotten, disrespected, unloved, uncared for, is being cut away from your life at this time. And you are now being cautious, slowly opening yourselves up to new connections, but this time being wise and letting people earn their way into your life. They must give equally in relationships or connections with you, or they will be cut out and left behind. Moving away from the 5 of Cups of regret, loneliness, mourning the past, coming out of that energy into your truth. You know what you want. You know what you deserve. You know that you are going to receive justice at this time, fairness at this time, or that's what you expect from others at this time. And you will not be settling for less with that 4 of Cups. You will be very careful on the next cup you choose. That has been your Oracle Random Tea reading for Red Jasper. We hoped that it resonated. We hope that you like these messages, that you subscribe and you comment and you join us in the tea room during the live. Let's take a sip of tea at this time and welcome those that have chosen our Azurite. Let's get a mystical message from the Oracle's tea. For Azurite, what is the message from Madam Gemstar for our Gemstone Azurite? Our Mystic Psychic Stone. Madam Gemstar, what is your message for Azurite? Let's do it. There's miscommunication cutting deep, leaving traces of resentment is what Madam Gemstar sees in her oracle's tea. If this persists, establish understanding and thoughtful dialogue. There's a need for fewer assumptions and space to bring clarity to a situation. When you can't agree, go to your own corners, take a deep breath, take a stroll, go out into nature, relax, calm down, and then work your way back into a thoughtful and calm dialogue. Do not speak when you are angry, when you are upset, when you are in your feelings. That will only cause separation, endings, and more miscommunication. Let's continue seeing what's going on with Azurite. So far, Madam Gemstar says there's miscommunication, cutting real deep at this time, creating resentment, People are not seeing eye to eye. People are not walking a mile in another's shoes, or not trying to see something from someone else's point of view or perspective. People are just not coming together and communicating in healthy ways at this time. So there's confrontations, there's arguments, there's digs, there's comments that hit below the belt, people speaking really nasty, leaving emotional and verbal wounds in each other, and creating resentment. Instead of healing a situation, someone, by the way they're communicating, is making things worse. Oh, AZURITE, how do we clear up this miscommunication? Okay, someone is simply doing too much, saying too much, and just making a situation worse. Going around, gossiping, making things about themselves. And they need to sit back and listen to another's side, listen to someone else's point of view, listen to someone's suggestion, listen to someone's idea, listen to someone else at this time. Or someone just needs to calm down into nature and try to listen to spirit, try to hear their intuition at this time. Someone needs to calm down. They're doing too much. They're saying too much. And instead of making a situation better, they're making a situation worse and creating deeper wounds that may or may not be able to be healed. So someone needs to stop gossiping, to stop making it about themselves. Someone needs to sit down and listen to what someone else is going through or trying to say. That's why people are leaving. People are leaving and walking away, or avoiding someone who's gossiping, who's talking bad about people, who is angry, who is vengeful, who is just saying hateful things. And it's pushing people away. So people have to be careful when they get upset, when they get angry, and what they say, what they're saying, and who's around listening and hearing what is being said in someone's moment of anger, where someone is in their emotions. Because this is alienating the person. This is repelling the friends, repelling the family, repelling the co-workers, repelling the possible lovers, when the whining, the complaining, the bad mouthing, the negative talking starts, the hurtful wounds, the negative wow. Someone is really angry, really upset, and they're just going around telling everybody who will listen about the problem, about the situation. They can't see anybody else's life at this time because they are just focused on their own life, what's going on with them. Ooh, they don't want me to speak. Ooh. AZURITE, we're going to speak on this. At the beginning, they said someone is making an issue all about themselves, doing too much, saying too much. People are being repelled by someone who's angry, who's gossiping, who's being negative, saying negative things. They can't see that the people around them are getting married, are getting pregnant, are graduating, that things are going on in other people's life. Someone can only focus on what's going on in their life. They can't be happy for other people because they're too focused on being negative or saying negative things. It's like, oh my God, they're getting married. Look at how happy this couple is. Does this friend look happy for your marriage? No. Does this person look happy for your connection? No. Does this person look happy for the good things that are happening in your life? No. They don't care what's happening in your life. They want you to listen to what's happening in their life. Spend time with them, spend your energy on them, listen to them and what's going on in their life. To hell about what's going on in your life. Someone here is not happy for someone else's success, happiness, love life, life in general. They feel like this is taking away attention from them and their problems. Someone here wants the other person to pay attention to only them. And when they do not, then here comes the negativity, the attacks. Hope your marriage fails. That's never gonna last. You're not compatible. They're a cheater. They're a liar. They're no good for you. Negative, negative, negative. Someone is being negative. If you're getting promoted in your life, whether that's at work or a situation in your life is changing for the better, then, oh, that's not gonna last. Why you? It's always someone being negative, someone naysaying, someone making your successes less than their successes, wanting to bring the attention back to them, or they wanting to rain on someone's parade and spread their misery onto others. Someone who's always criticizing, someone who's always judging, someone who's always hard on others, someone who's always gossiping. It's causing a lot of animosity, a lot of resentment, and people are just leaving someone's life because they can't seem to be positive, or to just for 1 minute take their focus off of them and be happy for someone else. Someone is doing too much in AZURITE reading. Someone is doing way too much. This person is masking their real emotions. The real reason of why they're angry. The real reason of why they say hateful things. The real reason of why they're being so negative. They really are wanting attention. They're lonely. Here they're sitting by themselves, waiting for someone to show up, waiting for someone so they can talk to. And others are busy with their own life, with their own situations. And these people, this person, even you, can be walking away from someone who is just being too negative. Or when you're in their presence, their company, they're always talking about themselves. There's never any room for you. Someone wants you committed. Someone wants you loyal. Someone wants you devoted to just them. Someone here doesn't want to share your energy, your time, your love, your resources. Someone wants you all to themselves. And that is the truth of why they are angry, why they're acting up, because you're not there with them. You're there with someone else, with someone else, or by yourself, or doing your own thing, or living your own life. But you're not there 24/7 for someone. And this is why someone is attacking, someone is being negative, someone is doing too much. It's because they're jealous, they're lonely, they want your loyalty, they want your commitment to them. To them. They don't want to share you. They don't like sharing you. And when they have to share you, then everybody in your life is no good for you. You're never going to succeed. You're never going to be able to live without this person. You're going to need them, come back to them. And so instead of them communicating, this is where the communication goes south, goes sour. Because instead of this person saying, I'm lonely without you, I want you here, I need you here, I want a commitment from you, I want loyalty from you, I want your presence. Instead of them being honest about what they really feel, what they really need, why they're really upset, what they do, instead of being authentic, honest, and transparent, they lash out. You're the worst thing that ever happened to them. You're never going to be successful. You're ugly. You're never going to find love. Nothing is ever going to work out for you. You're a failure. You're a loser. They put you down. Instead of lifting you up, being happy for you, they become naysayers. They become bullies. They become aggressive. They start hitting below the belt. They start throwing those emotional daggers, making those deep emotional wounds, creating resentment. If this persists, you will totally leave their life. You will not commit. You will commit to something else. You will commit to someone else, but not to this person. Because they're jealous, they're hateful, they're angry, they're suspicious of you, they have resentment, they hold on to bitterness, and they lash out. Instead of saying what they feel, what they truly feel, instead of admitting that they need you, that they want you, that they need your commitment, they rather say negative and hurtful things or do nasty, hurtful things. And this is going to cause a divide, an ending. Someone here is assuming, and because they're believing their assumptions, their own stories, their own lies, they lash out, they're negative, they're being toxic, and people are just leaving left and right. People don't want to deal with this person. People don't want to commit. People don't want to show up because, someone here keeps doing too much. And it's like, woo-hoo, dodging bullets. Like, oh no, I'm not going to be a supply. I'm not going to be a victim. If you don't want to be honest about what you're really feeling, and you're only going to put me down and be nasty, be vindictive, do evil things, say hurtful things, do evil things, push me away, tell me negative things about my life, about myself, about my relationships, about what I do with my life, in my life. You're always putting someone down, always talking negative about someone, always doing too much, always assuming instead of asking. This is the problem Spirit has at this time with this person. They're not being honest with themselves about why they're truly angry, why they're truly upset, why they're bitter, why they're resentful, why they're miserable. Instead, they hate on others. They hate on others' happiness, on others' independence, on others' lives, on not having that devotion, not having that commitment, not having that loyalty they want. It is total devotion that this person wants. They can't share you. They don't want to share you with anyone else. And someone is saying, I can't be in a toxic connection. I can't be in a toxic situationship, relationship, friendship, where someone is so needy, so codependent, that I can't have a friend, I can't have a lover, I can't have a life, because I need to be there for this person, always there, showing up for this person, listening to this person, fulfilling this person's every wants, needs, desires. They want too much, they do too much, they say too much. And when you don't give in to their demands, they go gossiping, they talk bad about you, to others. And now people are simply walking away. Oh, karmic friends, karmic family, karmic relationships, karmic people who you can't trust. Because if you're not loyal and devoted to them, then you gotta be careful of their backlash. You gotta be careful of their vindictive ways, of their resentment, and of their vindictiveness. This person secretly competes with everybody in your life. They think that they are the best option. They hate when you opt for other people, opt for your own dreams, for your own goals, for another friend, for a relationship. When you don't choose them, then they get competitive with you. They get nasty with you, keeping your friends close and your enemies closer. This enemy is close. This enemy is a bestie. This enemy is a relative. This is an enemy real close to you. They hate that you're creative. They hate that you have your own ideas, that you're independent, that you have your own friends, that you have your own life. They hate on it. They hate on it. You have so much energy, creatively, spiritually, emotionally. You have so much energy that this person needs this at this time. Look, they're lonely. They need attention. They need conversation. They need someone there to feed off of. They have no one to feed off of because everyone has left them. They need someone to feed off of. They needy. They're codependent. They're energy vampires. They feed off of your energy. And because you've removed your energy from them, now they're becoming vindictive. They're becoming nasty. They're doing spells. They're wishing you ill. They're spreading malicious gossip. They're defaming you, ruining your reputation because you won't conform, because you won't obey, because you won't commit, because you continue to leave, because you have your own wishes, needs, and desires. And sometimes you opt for doing something else or spending time with someone else and not them. And so they will badmouth you. They will badmouth the people you spend time with. And so you dodge this bullet, this friendship, this karmic relationship. Because all they do is zap you and take. Know that this person gets close to you to have ammo on you, to use emotional blackmail, to manipulate you, to use guilt trips on you, to control you. Like if they are a puppet master, they want the puppet back on the shelf. Pinocchio has gained its own life, and Pinocchio has left Geppetto, and Geppetto wants Pinocchio back because Pinocchio is Geppetto's creation. This person thinks they own you, and so you must do what they want. And when you don't do what they want, when you don't conform, then they'll punish you. That's what they're doing. That's what the T says. That's what they're doing. For AZURITE. For those that have chosen the second random T. Oh, you're rising. You're rising. You've reflected on those that have used you, those that have cheated on you, those that have lied to you, those that have broken promises to you, and you are stepping into your own power. You are coming up. You are in the spotlight. You are being praised. You are a king or queen rising. You are breaking free. You are making your own way in life, following your own life path, walking, driving, or running your own journey. This is your path, your journey, your time to rise, to step into power, to be in the spotlight, to reflect on karmic friendships, relationships, connections, to see where your energy, your resources, your love, your time has been wasted, and cutting yourselves free from those that are involved you in romantic love affairs, in third parties, cheating, lying, doing too much, or those energy vampires that break their promises, that have one-sided connections with you, that are always taking. And when you draw the line in the sand and you don't want to give anymore, and you take a step back, they get vindictive, they get hateful, they get hurtful. They start whipping out those daggers and aiming for your heart, trying to bring you down, trying to break you with guilt trips, manipulation, gaslighting, you name it. They throw it at you. They throw the sink, the bathtub, the toilet bowl. They're throwing everything at you. But you continue to rise. You continue to move forward. You continue to break free. And that's why this person is doing too much at this time. The Tower. It is all coming down. The false foundations, the masks, people's true feelings are being exposed. Their true face is being exposed. So you don't really care about me. You don't really love me unless I conform, unless I do what you want, unless I bend to your will. This is coming down. This is coming down because the queen and the king are raising their sword and breaking down this tower. A moment of truth. A moment where the truth can no longer be hidden. Where people can no longer wear a mask, where everything is exposed and only the destruction and the rubble is left. And people will decide at the end of the tower to walk away from those that have been karmic, from those that have been doing too much, those that have just been taking and absorbing energy. Someone here is walking away with this tower, being freed by the truth, being free from that which is being exposed at this time. This is divine intervention. Rejection is God's protection. You are dodging a bullet at this time. You are blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, and protecting your heart. Thank you, Azurite, for those messages. Let's move on to our final and last Oracle Tea General Random Spelling with Angelite. Let's see what the angels have to say at this time. All right, Angelite, let's grab our Oracle's Tea, Kettle Messages Tarot Oracle deck. Oof. And let's get a message from the mystic, Madam Gemstar. Madam Gemstar, what is our mystical message for Angelite? Let's see what Madam Gemstar. That one is flipped over. Madam Gemstar sees a presence once distant is now reaching, expecting without earning. The wounds of absence linger, yet guilt is not a debt to pay, nor obligation a chain to bear. Honor your peace. Release what does not serve your soul. That was a deep message, Madam Gemstar. Whoo, the Oracle's Tea. And this is what Madam Gemstar sees in the Oracle's Tea. For Angelite, the angels are speaking that a presence that was once distant is now reaching and expecting without earning. So someone who has never showed up for you in your life now wants you to show up for them in their life. But you may have deep wounds of their absence, of them not showing up for you, of them not being there for you. And that absence is there lingering. And so guilt is not a debt to pay. You don't have to feel guilty for deciding whether or not to show up for this person who is now reaching for you after not being there for you. Now they're asking for you to be there, and they're making you feel like you owe them, like there is a debt owed to them. They can be using guilt trips. They can be using a chain of obligation. You are obligated to do this. So Spirit and the angels are saying, honor your peace. Those of you that have chosen Angelite. Release what does not serve your soul. If in your soul you feel like it isn't right to show up for someone who is reaching out to you at this time, you have every right to keep your distance. And if you feel like you should show up for someone, even though they may have let you down in the past, or they may not have shown up for you, you have free will to show up for them. But your decision at the end of the day must honor your peace and serve your soul. That's the message from Madam Gemstar. Let's continue to spill the tea. So someone in the distance is reaching out to you now, wanting you to be there for them, answer the call, show up for them. Though they may not have nurtured a relationship, a friendship, a relationship, a connection with you, They are wanting to be there in your life now at this time. And they would like you to be there for them as well at this time. Let's see how the tea spills for Angelite. They're crying over you. They're sad. They're hurting. They're upset. They are missing you. They're at a distance. They can live at a distance from you. You could have blocked them. You could not have spoken to this person for months, for years, even decades. But you are now on their mind. They need you. They miss you. They're sad. They're upset. They're hurting. They're looking for information on you online, from your friends, from your family members, from anyone they could get it from. Okay. So you're not talking to this person. You blocked this person. You haven't seen this person in years. You haven't spoken to this person in years or months. You are at a distance. You live at a distance. You have no contact with this person. Zero contact with this person. But because now you've popped up in their mind, in their head, in their feelings, in their emotions, now they're looking for information. Now they're looking on Facebook. Now they're looking on X. Now they're looking on Instagram. Now they're looking on TikTok. They're looking for you, looking for you. Looking for you because they don't know what's going on in your life. They have no facts, no receipts. They have nothing on you about your present life. So this is a person you have had no communication with for a while. And this person is now crying over you and searching for information about you from anywhere they can get it. But they're not finding out much. You may not be posting your personal private life on social media. You may not be hanging out with the same people that you used to hang out with them. You have a whole new group of friends, or you have totally relocated. They know nothing about you at this time. Oh, but they want to know. See, they want the tea to spill. They want the tea to spill. They want to know what's going on in your life. They want to know what you're up to. They want to know what you're doing. They're going through karma at this time. They're going through a very difficult time at this time. Okay, their relationships may not be working. They may be losing everything they have worked hard for. Their health may be failing them. They may be in a sick bed dying. They may be lonely and brokenhearted. They may have been going through a lot of misfortune. A lot of things are going on in their life that feels like they're being cursed or karma is visiting them. But their life, as they knew it, as they know it, is falling apart. And they want you there. Now they're thinking of you. They're thinking of the relationship, the situation, the connection. Excuse me? They're missing you. They're needing you. They want to know what's going on in your life. Who you with? Are you thinking of them? Do you ever think of them? Do you cry for them? Do you miss them? Do you wonder what's going on in their life? Do you wonder what's going on with them? No, you don't. You know nothing of them. Nothing was going on in their life. Or if you do know, then you stay away because what you know about them is no good. They are breaking down. life as they know it or as they knew it is falling apart. They're feeling cursed. They're feeling like everything that they have done in their past is coming full circle. And now what they've done to others is happening to them. Or the energy they put out into the universe, the negative, is being returned to them. Or they're just having a really bad go of it at this time. And you're popping up in their mind. They're sad. They want to know what you're doing. If you're with anybody, if you're single, if you think of them, if you miss them, they're doing their research on you at this time, but they're finding nothing. They're finding nothing because you may not be posting anything. You gave up on this relationship, friendship, connection a long time ago because you saw it was toxic, because you only saw misery and bad luck and misfortune come from it. Little good came from an old connection, and so you released it and you don't even give it another thought. But someone right now, because they're losing everything, or they're lonely, or they're having misfortune in their life, now they think about you, now they miss you, now they want to know what you up to. You have fully released this connection, but now you have popped in someone else's energy, in someone else's mind, and they are on the hunt. They are looking for you. They might have lost their job. They may be doing bad financially. They might not have a lot of work at this time. It may be difficult for them to keep a job, find a job, earn money, pay bills. And that's why, you may be popping into their head because they need financial help, or they need some kind of help or assistance. Someone here feels like they've done enough for someone else. They did enough in a relationship, a friendship, and a connection. And that's why they broke free. But now they want to drag you back in. And it's too soon. You don't want this person to call you, to text you, to reach out to you, to come back into your life. It's just too soon for this person to come back into your life. Because you feel like you gave all you was gonna give. And you're not willing or wanting to give anymore. Okay, when they were with you, they shamed you. They may have body shamed you or shamed you in some other way, put you down, made you feel less than, disrespected you, made you feel unworthy, unloved, unwanted. And so you cut ties. You cut ties, you broke free. You saw that this was toxic. You saw that this was only bringing misery into your life, making you feel insecure, unworthy, unwanted, unloved, and you broke free. You broke free. Yes, you broke free from insecurities. You gain confidence now. You love yourself. You love yourself. You know your worth. You're not settling for less. As Madam Gemstar says, this person hasn't been in your life and hasn't done anything for you for a very long time. When you were in their life, when they were in your life, all they did was put you down, put you down, put you down. They made you feel insecure, less than, unworthy. They pointed out every flaw, every weakness, everything that they thought made you unattractive. They made sure to point it out, put you down. And you broke free because you saw this was toxic, no good for you. You were being made to feel bad about yourself and you broke free. Now this person from a distance is trying to come to you because they're crying over you. They miss you. They can't find out nothing about you, and they want back in. But too much too soon from this person. If they show up, texting, calling, messaging, you are not going to respond. You are going to block them. You are going to ignore them. Or you're not going to respond too friendly, too lovingly, too openly, because you don't want this back in your life. You have now confidence. You love yourself. You know your worth. You value yourselves. You respect yourselves. And at this time, Madam Gemstar's Oracle Tea says that there's no need to feel guilt. You don't need to feel indebted. You don't need to give in to guilt trips, manipulation, or chains of obligation around your neck. It's time to honor your peace, honor yourselves, and listen to what your soul needs at this time. You can't fail if you listen to your soul. This person wants to work with you, wants to compromise, wants to work together with you. They want back in, and they feel like they have something to offer the connection. But there's always an interference. There's always something else, someone else, an agenda that you don't know about that winds up hurting you in the end. Ah, yes, misfortune. We wanted to confirm that message because some may say, whoop, but Gemstar, the Three of Pentacles is positive, is working together. Not when the Wheel of Fortune is reversed. Right next to it, this working with someone, allowing someone in, allowing someone back into your life, causes misfortune, which confirms the message that the tea was spilling already. That every time you deal with this person or you have dealt with this person in the past, it always led to problems. It always led to misfortune. It always led to making you feel insecure, less than, unattractive, unworthy, because they always opt for something or someone else. Allowing someone back in after they haven't been in your life for a very long time, or not showing up for you, or not being a positive influence in your life. They're wanting to come back, but them coming back only brings misfortune. Watch out, Angelite, who you allow back into your life at this time. Think twice, think thrice before you allow another in, or collaborate with someone else, or work with someone else. Someone who has never shown up for you in the past, but is claiming to gonna show up for you now. It only leads to misfortune and bad news. That has been the General Random Oracles Tea. We hope that you have enjoyed these messages, resonated with them, joined our sacred space, Kettle Messages Tarot. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, reach out to us for your own personal private readings with the Gemstar. All our information is in the description box below. Make sure to visit our website. And until we sip tea together again, may you be blessed. Namaste and ciao. Support your content creators. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And to receive your own personal private reading, book it at our website, kettlemessagestarot.my.canva.site. in the description box below.